Disclaimer, I do not dislike CinemaSins, and that is not a lie. For my next Everything Wrong with CinemaSins video, I'm going to be singing their video on The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I would like to give a thanks to my friend Emily for requesting this video, as well as dedicated to her. Enjoy the video, everybody. First, I'm giving you 30 sins for singing this classic film.
Ah yes, the magical, mystical St. Patrick's Day has its own town. What must that be like? Nothing but drunk people in overcrowded bars and a never-ending walk of shame?
A lot of these holidays shown here don't really fall into what you're talking about, because for some of these, nothing really magical happens.
Minute and 30 seconds in, and stop-motion puppet movie gives up and just animates ghost singers the traditional cartoon way.
Just because most of the movie is stop motion does not mean that all of it has to be that way.
Our first award goes to the vampires for most blood drained in a single evening.
Yeah, but didn't that song you were singing say,
Life's no fun without a good scare,
That's our job.
but we're not mean.
you scare people, but not actually drain their blood, right?
Well, vampires do need a way to survive, even if it means drinking blood.
The dog ghost character, though, that character's important enough to do in stop motion and add a glow to, as opposed to simply drawing him like the other ghosts.
See what I said 2 sins ago.
That's twice this month you've slipped deadly nightshade into my tea and run off.
Damn, she's already fooled you twice? Shame on you for sure, motherfucker.
If you kept playing the movie, Sally actually says that it was 3 times, not 2.
It's like this dog ghost isn't even dead at all. So let me ask this. Jack Skellington is dead, but he's not a ghost. But his dog is a ghost. So how does one thing turn into a ghost and another stays an animated corpse?
Jack is reanimated because most of the other inhabitants of Halloween Town also are. As for Zero, he is a ghost because he's like Jack's spirit guide, and he also is definitely dead. What made you think he wasn't?
Why does Halloween Town need both a king and a mayor?
That's UKist.
I really want to see this movie in an alternate dimension, where Jack chooses the Shamrock Door instead of Christmas Town. I want to see that shit so hard.
Just because this movie didn't have something you wanted doesn't make it a sin.
Jack goes to Christmas Town, he falls through a weird time-space warp abyss thing. But then the movie never explains how he gets back. It's not like there's a ladder he could climb up.
Well, if he was able to find the holiday doors in Halloween Town, then he most likely found them again in Christmas Town and got back that way.
Oh my, what now? The children are asleep. But look, there's nothing underneath. No ghouls.
Why would there be? Even in Halloween Town, don't you wait until Halloween to do all that scary stuff? And don't you do it all in England, France, and Kentucky, and not in Halloween Town?
They obviously also do all that scary stuff in Halloween Town, Jer. It's been 16 minutes already and you still don't get it? How fast do your gears turn?
What's this?
Jack is a dick to sleeping kids.
But he's supposed to scare people.
But how did Jack get back? Either he walked out of Christmas Town and found the 3 portals immediately, which is something it took his whole life to do in Halloween Town, or he found a way to portal himself out of Christmas Town without any help.
You have answered your own question. He most likely found them again there, which is exactly what I said the last time you asked.
At least they're excited, but they don't understand.
Wait, I thought this was a town meeting, so why are the curtains closing like this was a performance? And he's not even allowing the demons to ask any more questions. Jack Skellington expects the whole town to understand Christmas after a song.
When he tried to tell them what the present and stocking were about, they didn't understand. So he tried to make them understand by describing Santa Claus in a scary kind of way.
Why does this ghost dog even bother to sleep in his grave when he has his whole house he can stay in?
That first shot shows him sleeping in his bed, and his doghouse is his grave.
Cute, but this is mathematically impossible.
Nope, people have made it in real life and said it's super easy to do. Also, this is another case of you taking this cartoon stuff seriously.
Never says a word. Hope he hasn't died.
Haha, because he's already dead, right? I don't really know, but it brings up the question, can you really die, like, go away forever in this world?
This isn't one of those movies where dead people are shown to disappear forever. This ain't like Coco.
The thing about the Mr. Oogie Boogie that we meet later suggests he's the type of monster who throws the cages of his meals back up the meal pipe.
But he literally does that in this scene. Do you even watch what you sin?
Travel.
Pointing things out on the screen.
How did these dumb assholes catch the Easter Bunny? I'm assuming the Easter Bunny, like most bunnies, is fast. And how did they even know where to look? And how did they steal him without anyone stopping them? They traveled by tub. I'm not buying this hilarious scenario.
Don't you get it? Lock, Shock, and Barrel just went through the wrong door and caught the Easter Bunny by mistake. Not their intention.
Without ever having given us a non-Halloween Town perspective, movies suddenly start showing us Christmas Town in conjunction with Halloween Town because parallels.
What are you talking about? We already saw that when Jack went to Christmas Town.
Thankfully for Santa, Boogie prefers musical numbers and chants to any kind of common sense or efficiency.
Why do you sin things for being what they are? A movie being a musical isn't sinful.
Consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
Santa decides to object to his torture in rhyme and meter of the spontaneous song the villain is singing.
I'm showing what I previously said so I don't have to go through it again. Next.
To the head of the team, Zero!
Man, with that kind of favoritism, these other skeleton zombie reindeer aren't ever going to let poor Zero play any skeleton zombie reindeer games.
He actually will be, because after Rudolph's nose guided Santa's sleigh, he was accepted by the other reindeer.
Just a few minutes into Christmas and Jack is already half-assing it, which is probably why Halloween is usually such a lame holiday.
20 sins for calling Halloween a lame holiday.
Reports are pouring in from all over the globe.
Why is the radio news person on duty in the middle of the night a kindly old grandmother? Should be a middle-aged smoking white dude and a Slayer team.
Now that's worth 45 sins.
It's amazing how easily this town decided that murdering the Santa imposter was the best thing to do, especially since his biggest crime is delivering scary toys.
When bad things happen, people don't want them to happen again.
So cops get some calls about a fake Santa, immediately open fire on things in the sky.
Well, this is the best thing to do since he's flying in the sky. Tell me, what would you have done instead in this situation?
Now that I bring it up, how the f*** did they have the same POV of Jack's events as we did? That's amazing. If they have this kind of view of Earth shit, how the f*** have they never heard of Christmas before now?
Two things answer your question. First, the POV part was shown to represent transition. Second, they've spent their whole lives in Halloween Town.
Sandy Claus.
Any grave on Earth is apparently a direct pathway to Halloween Town.
Time for a new cliche. Whenever Jeremy ignores scenes that answer previous questions from him, he gets 20 sins.
One more roll of the dice ought to do it.
I'd like to see this guy and Two-Face get into a battle with each other. One rolls dice, the other flips coins. They leave everything to chance like it's Dungeons and Dragons or some shit.
Jeremy says something random cliche.
I'm Santa Claus.
When you were tied up a few seconds ago, Santa, you could pretty easily have touched your nose, if that's all it takes to get the f*** out of Dodge. I'm just saying.
Oogie Boogie would have seen him doing it, though.
Mention this town's extremely liberal attitude towards kids being up at this hour.
Did you even get what was going on? The mutant toys have been trying to harm the kids. Of course they're not going to be asleep. Tell me, what would you do?
Forget, at the heart of this weird-ass holiday mashup was a love story all along. For some reason.
How did you miss the parts of Sally being in love with Jack?
We're simply meant to be.
Also, okay, so how will Jack and Sally have sex? He has no penis, probably, and she has a frankengina. So it would be tough to do anything.
Time for another new cliche. 100 sins for sexual jokes. Unless I want to add more. And here's the end result, everybody. The sin total was 338, and the sentence will be, what's this? Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.